Hi, this is Terry Perkins, and the oral reflection for ISTE Standards for Coaches number 3, the Digital Age Learning Environments. And generally, it's technology coaches creating and supporting effective digital age learning environments to maximize the learning of all students. And so I've chosen 3 artifacts to meet this standard. The first being from the course EDTH 735, Information Transfer and Retrieval, and the project was titled Communicating the Message. The objective of this assignment was to share the message of our classroom rules using 3 different mediums, static, audio, and video formats. I was also to reflect on learning of message design through classroom surveys and reflective discussion. And this artifact meets this standard because our students live in a visual world that's very interactive. And so it's a good idea to design projects that allow us to communicate efficiently with video, print, and audio. This project helps to define which digital age graphical format best communicates the message or learning that I wanted my students to interact with. A resource that helped me greatly with this assignment was Message Design, a key to effective instructional materials, and the author was Kathy Dye. This reading reminded me that the type of communication I use in my teaching to bring about increased learning requires precise and total transmission of the message. This is why message design is so important in the context of school, because it is the orderly and purposeful method of making decisions about communication. I learned for greatest understanding, the message needs to be simple and direct. Repeat main points. This was about decisions about communication. But the point about repeating main points to reinforce them and state instruction in positive terms. This is telling what to do in contrast to what not to do. This new knowledge was used in the design of the audio and video formats of the classroom rules. Admittedly, these strategies of message design were much more effective in communicating the message. I believe the strength of the final projects was the involvement of the students in communicating the classroom rules. Their involvement in the project made for a more enjoyable assignment, and the end product was naturally more appealing to them. They really enjoyed helping me with this project. The second artifact that meets this standard was from the course EDTH 818, Trends and Issues in EdTech, and the assignment was titled Virtual Reality Graphic. So after researching current trends, we were to create a graphic that would be used to communicate to possible donors valid reasons for needing the new technology for the students in our classroom. Requirements for the graphic were an appealing title, a description of my students, an embedded video animation explaining my chosen trend, virtual reality, and a description of virtual reality and why it's important for my students, material costs, and images. This assignment met this third standard of digital age learning environments, and the project as a result of research of current technological trends, highlights how wearable technology, specifically virtual reality, has the potential of increasing the effectiveness of the digital age learning environment, and it boosts students' learning. The NMC Horizon Report was influential in my decision to research wearable technology and how it can be used in the classroom to have an impact on student learning. This resource spoke a lot about student learning as a result of creating and doing. It discussed the change to deeper learning whereby schools are debating how they can use technology to create products and widen the learning experience by going beyond the classroom using wearable technology. Virtual reality and other wearable technology have the potential of allowing the student to go places they could not otherwise experience. If I could change anything about the project, I would be more specific about the topic of the animated video that I embedded into the graphic. I chose wearable technology, and now I realize that I should have narrowed the topic to the more specific example of wearable technology that was virtual reality. The third artifact that I included in this standard was from the course EDTH 838, Educational Tech Curriculum, and the project was titled Technology Integration Plan. And this assignment constituted a whole school year, month by month, of activities pertaining to implementation of technology. Activities were to span the SAMR levels of technology use, from substitution at the base, which would be no functional change in teaching and learning, to redefinition, which is the use of technology that brings about new tasks that were previously beyond belief. The plan was to focus on seeable learning outcomes or activities that were taught with technology and used during the students' class time. The plan was student-centered, addressing what the students would learn and be able to do with their learning using technology as a byproduct of listed action steps. The plan also included artifacts completed by the students, preferably, and a holistic reflection. This project applied to that third standard, Digital Age Learning Environment, subheading A, which reads, Model effective classroom management and collaborative learning strategies to maximize teacher and student use of digital tools and resources and access to technology-rich learning environments. This project provided an opportunity to think of various available technology tools I could incorporate to enhance student learning and bring about some 21st century learning that requires more collaboration, creativity, and higher order thinking. I learned that students favor having more technology integrated into their studies. It takes more planning and preparation on my part as the teacher. However, the increased learning and motivation from the students is a great byproduct. I learned that students stay focused longer when they're using digital devices, and it increases their excitement for further study. Another lesson for me was redirecting my focus off the digital tools and the logistics of using it and onto the learning that takes place with the help of the technology. Isn't that what really matters anyway? We want them to learn, and we want their learning to increase. As the students were getting frustrated about a perfect self-recording video, this thought or understanding came to me. Now, when I plan technology integration, I want my first thought to be, how can I use technology we have to support and increase learning about, and fill in the blank, instead of, how can I get my students to use more technology?